We're losing daylight. Hi, I'm Naomi, and today I want to talk about having audacity and how to do it and why it's super important. What does it actually mean to be audacious? What does it actually mean to have audacity? So this morning, I was thinking to myself, what does it mean to be audacious? Like, what does that mean for me? And the first thing that came to mind was to be free. To be audacious, to have audacity, is to live freely. You do things loudly and proudly and unapologetically, and you go for the things you want, and you know that every door may not open, but one of them will, so you go for it anyway. And to me, when I think of having audacity, I think of doing things without fear, which I don't think is correct. Fear kind of is there always, and even sometimes when you do things over and over and over, like let's say you've done something a million times, a million and one, you can still feel a little bit of fear when you know you're about to do it. It just is what it is. So I don't think living audaciously, living boldly is to live without fear. I think it's to feel the fear and do it anyways. I also thought to myself that audacity is to think, what if it all works out? Instead of worrying about the negative parts, what if everything good does happen? And if everything doesn't work out, that's okay. I'm going to keep going for it because one of these doors is going to open, which in turn would mean it all works out. So that is how I identified with audacity, with the thought of being audacious. And I love the idea of freedom being connected to it. I think so much of our lives we spend living restrictedly, not fully going for what we want, a lot of times out of fear, sometimes because there are genuine restrictions outside of our control, whether that's monetarily, maybe it's religious. There's so many things that can make it hard to live completely in your truth and completely in your being. But I love the idea of being bold is to do things without inhibition. I think everything in my life that I do is ultimately to end up in what would be freedom for me and what that looks like. Everything that I do, the way that I'm currently trying to structure my life, is so that at some point I can live fully free. What does it actually mean to implement audacity and being audacious into your life, right? Because everyone talks about the fact that they want this, or you need to live audaciously. The world rewards audacity, which it absolutely does, but like, what does that mean? How do you actually implement that into your life so that you too can be rewarded for living boldly? I would say the first thing is to unapologetically go for the things you want. I think that for a lot of women, but I definitely know in my case, there is a sense of muting ourselves when we are ready to grow bigger, or when we know we can take up more space but then choose not to. And I think that is a major disservice to us. And I think that goes absolutely against living audaciously. I think that to knock on a door that you can kick down, I think is a disservice to yourself and to your calling. You absolutely have to find a way to just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it, and I don't really care how you feel about it or how anyone else feels about it when it comes to your dreams and your desires. Now obviously, if that's a married man, leave that married man alone. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you have a career choice, or you want to start your business, or you want to do music, or you want to learn how to ride a horse, or play electric guitar, or go skydiving, fuck it and do it. Like, go for it and do it. If your soul is calling for that, do it. You want to move to Hawaii, do it. Like, figure out how to get it done and go for it full force, unapologetically, without the worry of someone else's approval. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. This is for you. And you don't want to be 80 years old being like, fuck, I wish I would have lived more. I wish I would have done the thing, because who cares? Who cares? Go for it. That is what it is to live boldly. It is to be like, you know what? I'm just going to do this thing because it calls to me, because it does feed my soul, because it makes me feel better. And I understand that it may be uncomfortable for some other people. And you need to live your life. You need to do it, and you need to do it fully. When I was younger, right? I'm 25 now. So let's say like I'm entry to high school. I remember thinking to myself, I don't understand how so many people don't achieve their dreams, right? Because I'm someone who has always known what I wanted, in terms of like, I'm 4 years old, very distinct memory of being like, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to have my own business, and I know I'm going to be successful at it. Like I've always known that, and everyone doesn't. Some people always know they want to be doctors or scientists, and they go for it and they do it, but so many people don't. And I was like, why? I don't understand. Now I'm 25, I understand that there's so many things that get in the way of life, and I also think that a lot of times people are like, I can't do it. You stop believing in yourself. I think that's another part of living with audacity, is just going for it, knowing you can do it, and actually going for it. You can do it. You can go for it unapologetically, full force. You don't want to be like, God, I wish I would have done it, because you can. There's nothing stopping you. I mean, there may be some obstacles, but you ultimately can. Don't put a crazy timeline on it. Just go for it. Know that your end goal is to move to this place. Start working towards it. The world rewards audacity. It does. It rewards the people who are bold enough and daring enough to go for it, to go for things they want. It may be scary. You may not know exactly how to get there, but go for it. And I bet you are going to be so much happier than had you not. Another way to implement audacity into your life is to stop downplaying yourself. Downplaying yourself doesn't even have to be to others, but even within yourself. Being like, oh, okay, well, I'm not an expert at this, so maybe I shouldn't. Or I don't know if I can really do this. Like, you have it. You have it. You're qualified. You know your shit. Like, stop playing it small all the time. Stop restricting yourself into these boxes because maybe you're afraid of being fully seen. Stop with these things. Don't downplay what you do know. Really sit there, audit yourself, and be like, yeah, I know my shit. And whatever it is, yeah, no, I know how the system works. I know how to make sure that, I don't know, my fucking painting looks good. But stop downplaying yourself, okay? Like, this life is too short. It's too short to sit there and make yourself feel smaller. Fuck that. Absolutely not. The world will do that for you. There are tons of people that would love to make you feel smaller than you are because they know you're a shining star, because they know that you have the potential to really reach the things that you want. Stop playing small. Another way to implement audacity into your life is to get out of your comfort zone. That is really hard. I think for a lot of people, to get out of their comfort zone is ultimately what kind of keeps them stuck. It's okay to recognize that you feel comfortable where you're at, whether that's at a job, whether that's where you live, whether that's your body weight, whatever it is that you know that you're there simply because it's easier. You have to get out of that. That is not to live boldly. That is not to take risks. And I know that doesn't feel fulfilling to you. You have to be able to have an honest conversation with yourself and be like, I'm living within my comfort zone, and it's time that I make a change. It's time that I make a step towards actually living in my purpose or living in a way that fulfills me, instead of just continuing where you are. Because let me tell you something, time speeds the frick up, okay? 2020 feels like, trigger warning, 2020 feels like it was literally like 3-4 years ago. You're telling me that was 6 years ago? Time goes by fast. And if you sit in your comfort zone, it will pass you by. And one day you'll wake up and 15 years will have gone by. 20 years will have gone by. Why? Live intentionally, get out of your comfort zone, and start going for the things you want. That's all it is to have audacity, is to go for the things you want. Go for what you want. Get out of your comfort zone. You're doing it to yourself. And for someone who recognizes, I think I'm extremely ambitious. I have big dreams and I'm going for it. I'm actively working towards the things that I want. One of my biggest fears in life is to get to my deathbed and know that I did not accomplish everything that I wanted. Know that I did not live up to my potential because of me. I do not want to sit there at the end of my life and be like, you could have done it and you chose not to. Get out of your comfort zone. You don't want it. You don't need it. It's okay. And the great thing is you can start today. That's the great thing about being human. You can decide to change today. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 25. You can be 35. You can be 58. You can be 62, 74. However old you are, you can choose today that you're going to start living for you. You're going to start fulfilling the things that you want, that make you feel complete. Go for it. It kills me to see people who They forget that life is for living. They forget that life, like, this is your life, yours. And though there are other people that contribute to it, and people that we care for, and people that we love, it's ultimately yours. Live for you, you know, not in a way that harms others, obviously, you know, but if you're interested in that thing, go try it. Like, you need to pour into you. That you deserve to feel that. You deserve to feel what it is to accomplish something that you really want. And I mean that wholeheartedly. You gotta go for it. You got to. The second to last way to live with audacity is to say what you want loudly. What do you want? Say it loud and proud. Say it to the universe. Say it to God. Say it to whomever you believe in. Say it to your family, or I don't know. I'm always a little iffy about like who you tell your dreams to. Do it, you know, that's on you, but say it out loud to the universe. Let it be known in the world that there are things that you want. Say it without shame. Say it without, you know, embarrassment. Say it fully. Say it loudly. Say it proudly. Say it without the fear of disappointment. That's a huge thing. I think a lot of times people will not say what they want because they are afraid of being disappointed. They're afraid that they're not going to get it. Let's not have that thought process. Let's instead, like I said at the beginning, what if it all does work out? What if it works out exactly how you want it to? And then work towards it. But you've got to be able to say it out loud. You cannot have something. How are you going to have a dream and you can't even verbalize it? The final, most actionable way to implement audacity into your life is to create a roadmap for your goals. And I have a video outlining exactly how to do that. At the end of 2025, in December 2025, I sat down and I put together an entire roadmap of 3 very specific goals that I wanted to accomplish this year. And I broke it down by quarter. I have sub goals under my goals that are checked off. Like, I did the whole thing. And when I tell you, because my quarter one just ended, because I started my quarter in December, when I tell you that this roadmap has been the most amazing, I cannot, if you haven't done it, do it. Take the time. It takes 30 minutes to an hour probably if you're really, you really focus in on it. Dedicate the time to it. That it has made such a difference in my ability to stay focused and to keep track of where I'm at on my journey of what I'm trying to accomplish. It has been absolutely great. So when it comes to living in audacity, living audaciously, make that roadmap so that you can make sure that you are actually accomplishing the things that you are aiming for. It helps to keep yourself accountable, to keep yourself organized. It helps to be able to audit yourself. Like, what are you getting done? What are you not? How can you do this better? Do it. Listen, life does not change if you do not put in the work to change it. Things don't come, they just don't fall out of the sky most of the time. Sometimes, but most of the time they don't. If you want to live with audacity, if you want to go for the things that you want, if you're tired of living small or feeling like you're not, fulfilling your own passions, your own dreams, you are the only person that can change that. You are the only person that can make a difference in your life in a way that is fulfilling. You can only do that for yourself. So you have to be willing to put in the work to do it. There is no other way around it. People want the shortcuts. How do I do this easily? Everything takes work, and it takes intention from you. Start going for the things that you want. Don't sell yourself short. Be so firm in you and what you want and your desires, and do not let anyone get in the way of you accomplishing what you want. Go for it. Go for it wholeheartedly and live audaciously, dude. It's live audaciously. It's going to work out. It really is. And so let me know if you decide to go for it. And if you do, how has your life changed since you've decided that you are going to have audacity?